That's an introduction, Led Zeppelin. Probably copyrighted or whatever. Copyright, you know. Who knows where I'm going anyways, you know. Frank and Juju, what's up? I wish I had the rights to that. Holy cow. How powerful is that? Yeah, this we'll get in and we'll talk about something. Screaming, man. The Immigrant Song. Hey, they should give that to Holman, Department of Homeland Security. Holman, the Immigrant Song. Too bad Biden's administration didn't hear that song. The Immigrant Song. I think the Led Zeppelin song, the Immigrant Song, was barred during the floppy administration. What's up, folks? You always hear about you know, to whack or not to whack. You know, the gamblers, the degenerate gamblers, you know, to whack somebody or not to whack somebody. That is the question. Though it is noble in the minds of man to be moralistically sound and civil, we do tend to lose control once in a while, and you just want to smash somebody in the face. I don't recommend it. You know, you hear about people that owe money. Of course, a lot of people could only see or have previous knowledge on these things from what they see or hear or anything. People owe money from borrowing. People owe money from gambling. And a lot of the guys were degenerate gamblers. But the old man used to tell me, I used to see some of the riffraff and I'd go, oh, he owes you 30. He's like, I made a fortune off the guy. There's only, like, my godfather did a lot of work. And there's only certain reasons where it comes down to where a guy needs to get smashed out. They're the obvious reasons. If they were cooperating or they were suspicious of being cooperators, then welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. If you're new, you missed the introduction, huh? You missed the introduction. How powerful was Led Zeppelin? Holy cow. I know you folks might be too young for that, but damn. Wow. So a lot of times guys go bad. They think they're going to get hit. They might cooperate. A lot of times, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, there's, you know, it's collecting good money versus bad money. There's some that you just see that they use that song from Shrek, and people think, oh, that no. You know, what's up, Joel Gold? They can't make up any good music anymore. They got to use Zeppelin's Immigrant Song for Shrek. Who they got? DEI bums over there? DEI bums. They can't do all the remixes. They're using all parts of old songs because there's all these bums out there that can't write or create music. What do these kids listen to? Popcorn music? Sammy the Bull Gravano, Frank? Nah. I saw him when I was young. I didn't know him personally. But by accident, we happened to be in the same area at the time before he went in. But he was a Colombo. Then he was a Gambino. You trade somebody, you could have a trade in the family, Frank. Some families would trade to other families, and then you trade whatever, and you got rid. They got rid of the Columbus got rid of a rat. They got. Are you happy, Gambino? Are you happy, Gambinos? You got a rat. What's up, Ivan Lore? He just wasn't well liked in general, just outside of just forget the mob, just personality wise, he just wasn't a likable guy. He's just a sawed off runt, you know. That's all he was. They might as well have just walked into the federal building. I mean, for being for knowing that they're being taped and watched and everything. They had tapes on the telephone poles. Just go to the federal building and put your hands out and say, cuff me and stuff me. That's all. You know. So where you from, Frank? Where you from? No, you didn't hear Sammy on the tapes. Sammy went a little further. He went in front of Congress. David BMX. Nah, you didn't hear him on the tapes. He went right to the, yeah. He went right to good old Congress. Testified on everybody, including the janitor, just like Mike Franzese did. They speed read it. Yeah. In mob lore, in mob history, there were true blue gangsters, and then there were just roached out, classless people. John Gotti was an original, real gangster. Sammy the Bull Gravano was the outcast from the other side of the tracks. That's all. No. I wouldn't admit to knowing anybody anyways. I mean, you know, I I know who they are, but no. There's like 3 Tony Pizzas or 4 Tony Pizzas. Frank, there's like 4 Tony Pizzas. Big J Biz. So yeah, that's there's so many channels out there and everything. Oh, the homeless guy that does he does the videos from his car. He does the videos from his car. Yeah. No, I don't know. He's probably a cool dude. Probably a cool dude. You know. He's probably cool. I don't own the copyrights to any of that music, you know. I don't own the copyrights to any of that shit, you know. Just for you gotta, you know. I don't own the copyrights. You guys are too old for this. Killing in the name of. What a mob song, huh? Killing in the name. So you see on mob channels and all that kind of stuff. It's like I remember I was up at the club and there was a guy. He owed the old man. He owed Sam a ton of money, and Sam would sit down with him and they would eat. And he called me over. Come on, have sit down, have soup or whatever. And I was thinking, you know, so we ate, and the guy was really nice and everything. And I said, Sam, these other crew members, they gossip. That guy owes a ton of money, right? He goes, "What do you want from me, JoJo? I beat him for hundreds of thousands of dollars. What do you want me? What?" He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. What do you want? What do you want me to do? Just, I says, "Well, what do you call my godfather up for? For, what kind of people are those?" Well, some people, they go so bad, they might rat. They go so bad, they might rat. And then what do? They go get down at other, uh, like say you owe the Colombos 40, 50,000. Then they get cute and they try to get down gambling with other families. Completely disrespectful. But Sam knew a lot of the captain, a lot of those people. So they communicated among you just think all the families are rivals against each other. Yeah, there was wars or whatever, but you just no, there's a communication network. John, is Tom good for Tom wants a mark, Tom wants a limit of to bet, whatever. Is he good for whatever, And they had a network because they got so bad that they were taking free shots at bookies. Now, this was a big gambling ring. It was a really big gambling ring. Go get a coffee, something, sit down. It's the truth, sir. Smallest channel on YouTube, but it's the train that could. It's the little engine that could. So they would take shots. They would take shots and bet all these big games and big amounts and stuff, and they think they would really, So, he used to say, if they owe, there's good actors, there's bad actors, but whatever I get, I get. But he knows each individual and what they're capable of. But if some guys just go bad, they go bad. And so he's sitting with this guy that owed him a ton of money. And the guy was a cool dude, real cool dude, classy guy. And they were just, it's like good money versus bad money. Some of them guys were just chronic losers. They never won. They lived to gamble. John Gotti would bet 100,000 a week, and all them guys. They just pounded away. They never won. They used to like the horse races too. But they couldn't leave well enough alone. There were some responsible guys, though, that were family, take care of, stash money for the future, clean up dirty money, and make sure that their descendants, their children and everything, the old man built up good, great wealth. And I used to wonder, why are you even doing this? You're in your 70s. Why are you, it was in the DNA. Be around the action. But he was getting out in the near future at that time, but he loved the action, And I used to ask him, like, for football games or sports, who do you need? Who do you need? Who cares, JoJo? I want to, we used to call it, when you root for a team, we used to call it, we're squeezing for a team. We're squeezing. Who we squeezing for, Sam? Well, I need the well, he needs the Buffalo Bills to get beat because everybody would bet the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets, and the New York Giants. So we're always rooting for them to get beat, even though I'm a Bills fan. What can you do? They don't pay, the Buffalo Bills don't pay my rent. Screw them. So I would squeeze. And he would laugh. He goes, it don't matter. See, they used to balance. If a team got bet too heavy on one side, they would do what they call lay off. Because if there's a percent, if you bet 100 and you lose, you pay 110. So that's called a VIG. It's called the vigorous. It's called a VIG. So you try to balance both sides. Lay off to another bookmaker, and then they would say, we're rooting for the ref because it balanced. Now, if you got 50,000 on one side and 50,000 on the other side, well, 10% of that loot, you're going to make 5,000 no matter what. No matter what. So you're just watching the game. And I'm going, sometimes it wouldn't balance and you'd be heavy on one side, but this was a multi-million-dollar gambling ring. I wonder why Colombo, when he did his channel, I wonder why he didn't elaborate. Man, he could have had some real good content, Colombo, but he was older. He don't know about social media, but I found that interesting. He did a video with Mike Franzese, and maybe he just wasn't into that videos and talking about, but geez, the Colombo family. I mean, Mike Franzese was in the Colombo family. What did he do? Buy Colombo out? No, we don't want to, because Colombo knew a lot about Mike Franzese. I'm not going to dog Mike Franzese out here. I'm not going to dog him. But maybe if Colombo did a channel long enough, he might have to correct Mike Franzese on a couple things. But we're not going to get into that. Live and let live. We ain't going to get into fairy tales and leprechauns and what's up, Brittany, Joel Gold, Quantum Effects, James Rockford, how you feeling? Yeah, don't forget about the goal I got here. There's a goal there. Goal. I'm looking for a 50-cent goal tonight. So yeah, and if my godfather had to do a job, he would know the background information about the target, the guy, who he's going to go after. And he would want the information and make sure everything was. See, they say a lot of the hits had to be sanctioned. Like there has to be a sit down. And if somebody gets hit, they have to agree, take somebody out or things like that. Well, that didn't happen all the time. Especially if you're going to hit somebody from another family. My godfather mostly did work for the Colombos, but there ain't going to be no sit down if he's going to go after some Gambino or some whatever. There ain't going to be any sit down. But he just did freelance stuff because he could he had the right to do work for anybody. They didn't put him in check. Mike Franzese knows about that. Mike Franzese knows who's running what. When they were trying to nickel and dime me, they're trying to nickel and dime me. He put them in the street. Mike wasn't in the streets. Mike Franzese wasn't in the streets. He wasn't in the streets and whatever, all that. He was an accountant. So yeah, he'd want to know what the backstory is, and if somebody, they might have found out that they want to hit somebody that might be cooperating, my godfather might want to chill on that, because you already got the government in the mix of stuff, and you don't want to walk into that type of scenario. So, but a lot of regular rules of the mob, the omerta, for whatever violations, even a man, a made guy making a move on another made guy's wife, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. Francis, thank you, honey. Thank you, Francis. I appreciate that. The beautiful Francis Franciotti. I need a co-host. I believe looks like you. Thank you. I appreciate that. God bless you and your family. So Sam's crew went bad. Now, I don't know. I'm not a mind reader. I just, they were all bad actors. They were breaking the rules. They owed tons of money. They were running around with any kind of women. And it was like, Let's celebrate their third super on a live stream. What's that mean? Let's celebrate their third super on a live stream. That's the first super. That's wishful thinking, YouTube. But yeah, these Colombos and other families, I imagine, but they they wasted so much money. My number, I'm a numbers guy. My numbers, it's like they always thought the money was coming in. Whatever they were grabbing in rackets, whatever they were stealing, whatever the old man was paying them, the money was always coming, was always coming. But when you're a sick, demented, degenerate gambler, it's not enough. And some of them invested nice. There was a nice lawyer, accountant, Howard, the old guy he got on here hollering the other night. He's like 80, whatever, how old he is. And yeah, very smart guy. The smart gangsters, they had the smart lawyers, the smart accountants for just in case. Just in case. Like my godfather in his line of business, when you know he got paid to do jobs, he always had a nice lump sum of money for a lawyer. I mean, you know, you could have a case, make it look like a self-defense case or something, but a public defender ain't gonna do that for you. And you gotta pay you when you got charges like that, a lot of times what happened was the government and the judges and that district, a certain district, there was a lot of corruption also. There was a lot of corruption that evidence might go missing or uh, insufficient evidence. Or so the more money you got for a lawyer, the more you might make a case go away. Now look at John Gotti, how long he dodged because everybody was bought. Everybody was bought. But when you can't buy a jury, see, you got to beat the case before it goes to a jury. But John Gotti couldn't get to those high, attorney generals, state attorney generals, DA, and all that. But he got to the jury. He got to the jury. Then they had a big celebration, and he was handing money out to everybody. God bless him. Yeah. So when you have bad money, like you just think somebody owes money to the mob, and whatever your schema of knowledge is on that kind of stuff, from what you've read, what you've heard, or whatever, and throughout your life. But of course, it could be. Sometimes there's bad money. A captain, boss, they just have to write it off. They just have to write it off. Or my godfather, which strong arm a guy. Now, they knew who my godfather was in the streets. So when he showed up in your face, they know. They just hope they make it. They make it out of there. But my godfather might just say, you better get on that and start paying the guy off or whatever. Boom, boom, boom. And the guy is sitting there going, Hail Mary, full of grace. Our Father who art in heaven, please, please, and he might be saying it in his mind, or he might be saying it right in front of Mickey. He might be saying it, please, but that's the last hurrah. So that bad money, or if the guy did something perved or something, he like a foul perv, whatever like that, then torture. Could be torture. Could be torture or smash them out. So it's not always just getting smashed out. It could be he might get a job to say this guy did some really whatever it was. It's just, it's mob wrong, and it's like moralistically wrong. It might be with wives or little girls or whatever, So you don't know. You don't know what it. It could be Scarpa was one of the biggest psychopaths. Scarpa, wow. Some of these guys were working with the government for 10, 20, 30 years. Some of these guys, they're working both sides of the fence. You just don't know. You just don't know. It's the government was worse. The government, look at the old Biden administration. Look at that government. At the government at the highest level. The government at the highest level. And the Democrats are against saving money. Wow. Yeah, they're against saving money. So there were people like the guy, one of the guys from the crew. I used to take them. I used to drive the crew around to bars and strip joints and ride all over the place. And then they would have drinks or something. Some of them like to do a little this, that nose candy and everything. But one guy, sometimes they like to think psychologically. I knew I was studied in psychology, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they would ask me like psychological questions, things like that. But then some other times, the guy would say, I'm not going to make it, Jojo. I'm not going to make it. Well, do you got life insurance? Maybe they could, you see, sometimes when it came to if there's no body, you can't claim the life insurance. So if just tell them to leave you in the street so your family could collect on the life insurance. Don't get thrown into the Niagara River. They drained the Niagara River way back where somehow they stopped it. There was 17 stories of bones over there. Yeah. I can't. I got it. What the hell am I going to say? Yeah, it's bad dumping ground. Bad dumping ground. I'd like to go back to New York and check it out, the hustle and bustle and everything. But, you get older and, but yeah, there was, like, you say the wrong thing, as far as getting whacked. Now, when I first went up there and started helping them out, I wasn't a made guy, and they were like riding me. They were riding me, talking smack and everything, and I was running my deliveries. And they, so I confronted a guy and was like, you don't scare me, and that was out of line. So I should get hit for that. But I didn't, because I was just a new guy around, and I was Sam, the boss I was kind of his guy, and then my godfather, I took my godfather, and then I did it again 2 weeks later. I got a made guy got disrespectful with me, and I said, take your gun off. Let's go fight. He probably would have whooped me barefisted anyways. He probably would have whooped my behind, but he would have just had to whoop me, because I don't want to hear all these insults and all the time. I didn't like to hear the insults, but then I got to know them better and stuff. And then they would pass out in my car, and I'd rob them. I would rob them. I would roll them, as you would call it. I knew who to roll and who not to roll, but it was not that I was brave. I wasn't brave, but I was greedy. I wasn't brave. But yeah, it's so if you just get out of line verbally, you get smashed out. It's just crazy rules. That's just crazy. I found this shirt, this nice shirt. Thank you. I found it. The IZ, whatever. Well, I got to take up golfing now. Geez, you get a shirt like this, you got to, what am I, a golfer? Any golfers out there? Yeah, I got a set of clubs, some tailor-mades. Yeah, I got a set of clubs, tailor-made. Mhm. So thank you, Francis. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate that. So when my godfather was older, I used to ask him, if you got a job, how would you know a guy from the streets? And or like what, like when you were playing, he was a good athlete. He was a real good athlete. He could have went and played pro football. What if it was your buddy from the streets and then he got made into the family, and then you had to go, you know, you had to do a job on him. You know what, you don't care that that was your childhood buddy or what? He said, Jojo, if the shoe was on the other foot, he would probably do it to me, even though we were buddies. It just, cousins hit cousins. Cousins hit cousins. Who cares about friends? Who cares about friends? You know, like these guys are running around. I'm going to the racetrack. I'm going to off track betting. We're having fun. We're gambling. We're eating together. Some of these guys in the crew, and then you think you're buddy, like your buddies from kindergarten. So I would tell the old man Sam, he'd say, Joe, ain't none of those cowboys your friend. Okay, just establish that. None of them cowboys are your friend. I don't care how long you have a friendly uh, dinners. I don't care how many friendly times you had at the track or OTB. That it don't matter. It does not matter. You know, your only friend here is me and your godfather, and that's it. These guys, there's nobody here. You know, Izod. Oh, all right. Is that what it's named? Izod. Yeah, yeah. What's up, Jason? I was gonna wear the Yankees thing. That's one thing about the life I never liked. The backstabbing and treachery. Yeah, you know, like I tried to elaborate. Thanks for coming in, Jay. I like to elaborate on, I like to go behind the scenes. I like to take you folks behind the scenes and the emotionality and stuff you don't hear these other channels talking about. Bringing the wives to the prison and the kids crying when's daddy coming, you know, and the peripheral damage that is caused by it all, you know. It got so bad that it was like these guys were ratting on you. They would rat because rat before somebody else ratted because they were handing out life sentences and 20-year sentences like Halloween candy. So generationally speaking, from the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, ratting became more prevalent. Of course, after the RICO Act, of course. But if you took the oath, the RICO Act shouldn't have anything to do with it. But yeah. All right, Brittany. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in, Britt. Yeah. So yeah, I would ask my godfather. He was older back a long time ago. We would just talk about whatever when we used to meet and stuff. And, we wouldn't talk about, he might ask me about some guys in the crew. He might ask me some questions, but it was just like a guy that went to work. If he had a job to do, when you punch in, you do your work. When you punch out, you leave work there, you leave there. You just leave it alone. You don't know what graffiti is, Sal? Like American graffiti? Graffiti could be anything. It could be anything. School them, Francis. School them. What are you, illiterate, bro? You illiterate? mm. What is mafia graffiti? It's all stories. Stories, graffiti. Well, it's what they put up on the walls of the, great artwork. My stories are like artwork, okay? All right. Where's your donation, Sal? You know there's an admission to get in here. There's an admission. I let you slide. I let you slide earlier. There's a door charge, bro. There's a door charge. You come in, then I get you a dictionary on the way out. All right. All right. Well, thanks for joining anyways. Thanks for joining. So yeah, that's just some tidbit about the guys collecting money, who's, you know, and I got pretty close to a couple of them, and they knew. Well, when I left, I don't know what happened. Just there's rumors and stuff like, well, so what happened to these guys when I was gone? But Sam was retiring, and they were setting up a little satellite type of thing. He didn't need a crew. He didn't need a crew to run that aspect of a gambling ring. It was overkill. It was just nothing but trouble. And then the guys from Brooklyn, Bensonhurst, and them guys, my cousin Vic was a sharp guy, and they were smart. They were educated. They were educated in different fields of knowledge, not just Guidos that got kicked out of school at 9th grade like Sammy the Bull Gravano. No, these were the higher ups. These were the higher ups. You know, they were political. So there's a regular mob, and then there's a shadow mob, which might have ran parallel with the Colombos or other families, but it was socio-political. It was political, where there's senators and people from government that they were in the mix. I mean, that's probably common knowledge. Yeah. You know. No, I don't do it. This is just a small channel. I got blocked off of here, Anthony. I got blocked off of here. I got censored. Politics. I don't swear anymore. I'm going to be a good boy, and this is fun for me. So, I mean, for the right money, hey, if there's a price on everything, I'll meet and greet. I got a Cash App. Where do you want to meet? There's a Cash App. Yeah, I'll meet. I'll meet you wherever you want to go. No disrespect, but I'm not wealthy. I'm just making ends meet. I'm not some old mob guy. My mom didn't raise a gangster. No, no. Everybody's passed away. Sammy is on FX, huh, Anthony? He's telling them same old recycled stories. What's up, Michael Cadenas? We're trying to reach our $20 goal, all right, folks, for a couple bologna sandwiches. Francis already donated. Yeah, I'm going to start begging. After 1,000 videos, I'm going to start begging. All right. Sammy the Bull told the same old recycled stories, but he's a good storyteller. It doesn't matter on MobTube, social media MobTube, whether these whether Mike Franzese is lying or telling the truth. It don't matter. It doesn't matter if Dom Cicali's lying or telling the truth. It doesn't matter if Sammy the Bull Gravano is lying or telling the truth. It don't matter to Joe Public. It don't matter to the viewer. They like to hear stories. I used to get peed off at Mike Franzese because he might have been going off the road a little bit on some of his memories. He might have. I used to go on Angel Gotti and the Shades, MRB, MBR. Anthony, do you know Lee Cole? They used to have the 5-way, 4-way thing. Shades would come in there. Angel, they were always drinking before their videos, her and her girlfriend. I didn't want to participate in that. MRE, mob rats exposed something. Yeah, all this mob stuff is built on conflict. It's like a soap opera. Tune in tomorrow when Lee Cole replies to Angel Gotti. Tune in tomorrow when, they create these soap operas, then they MF each other and they're laughing behind the scenes. I mean, it's a hustle. Who would think that gangsters would hustle somebody? Geez, what a novel concept that is. It's all entertainment. It's all entertainment. That's all. It's all entertainment. But they used to go back and forth. Then they were trying to get cute and taking the pictures of Angel Gotti's address and her license plate. They were starting to get down and they were starting to play dirty over there. They're trying to be real crafty and give her physical locations and addresses, and then running her plate through the DMV and gaining information, because they were all getting PO'd at each other. What the heck? It's soap opera. Soap opera. Our communications were all right, but that's when I was a Cup of JoJo. My channel was called my channel was called A Cup of Joe or JoJo. My mind is shot. It was Cup of JoJo. Now it's the Truth Serum. It's the Truth Serum. So yeah, everything on here is for entertainment purposes. I don't have the rights to the Led Zeppelin song, and I don't have the rights to that Rage Against the Machine song. I played 7 seconds, 10 seconds, so I don't know how that works. The scamdemic, Johnny D. Lee Cole, he's still wearing dress. Those guys used to just go off on each other all the time. Holy cow. Were they even made? None of them guys were even made. What were they? They were just causing, people, they got more views than me. They got more subs than me. But yeah, Truth Serum is way better than the Angel Gotti channel. Great songs, Joe. Sir Drum needs to get here tonight. Yeah, I threw some Zeppelin in there for Sir Drums. Yep. Thanks, Ivan Lore. Yeah. But that song, man, how powerful. If they had a movie, now I could write a movie. And in certain situations, I would have the best soundtrack. Now, picture this. A hitman is sitting waiting for his target to come out of a club or something. A hitman is sitting in his car, okay? And he's waiting. And all of a sudden, there, hold on. And you set it all up real good and everything. And then all of a sudden, right when it's about to get really down and dirty, can you imagine Zeppelin songs, Nirvana songs, Rolling Stone songs? Well, they did put them in there, but I don't think they have the rights, to Zeppelin. But, or Dazed and Confused from Zeppelin. Like, what about, yeah, I want to check that documentary out, Johnny D. Now, all of a sudden, there's a stressful or a high energy part of a mob movie. You ready? Wow. Can you imagine them choking a guy out with a rope in a mob movie? Can you imagine them choking a guy out with a rope? Can you imagine that? And this comes on, and then the guy starts screaming. Immigrant Song. Was that Joe Biden's favorite song? Nah, I don't know. Look at the immigration. Mm. This is Trump's song, the Immigrant Song. This is Donald Trump's song, right? Mm. Biden's song was Far and Away. Hey, lady, got the love I need. Wow. You get it all here, folks. You get it all here. You want to watch Bob Ross do some painting? Remember Bob Ross, the painter? We got some beautiful trees over here. You get it all here. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed the Stones. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to get copyright infringed. I'm going to get... Now the gangsters, folks, they're getting ready to go into battle. There's a mob war. There's a mob war. You ready? Everything's fine. Everything's fine until it isn't. Now you got your soldiers, or my Godfather. You only need one good soldier. This John Bonham, what is he doing to these drums? Wow. The Colombos, Anthony, had so many captains, and they didn't know who the boss was of the Colombo family or the captains. Lower ranking guys were bigger decision makers than higher ranking guys. Even Mike Franzese was a so-called captain, if you want to get down to the nitty-gritty. The Persicos were I would say the best until Wild Bill. Cthulhu. Cthulhu? Where you from, Anthony? Anthony Muggs. See, sometimes I get crazy. Oh, wow. As you know, yeah, you're pretty good on stuff. You're pretty good, Ozone Park. What about Gene Barillo at Ozone? I tell you, he was on YouTube and everything. Jeez. Did he get, maybe I'm tripping, Anthony, anybody else? Yeah, he was a tough guy, but there's a million Gene Barillos running around the mob. No disrespect to Gene, but how come it looks like his lips he didn't get plastic surgery, did he? Am I tripping, Anthony? He didn't get plastic surgery. I don't know. I don't know, man. What's up with that? I wanted to. Persico was dying in the prison in Pennsylvania. Persico was dying. I wanted to visit him. But it was you can't do it. You can't do it. No. And I also wanted to visit the crazy Hollywood producer, Weinstein. He was in he was at Wendy, not far Wendy facility, and I actually had a meeting, but he got sick. He got too sick. I don't care. Go visit him. Oh, he's in bad shape, Francis. I want to just ask some questions. There are people in cars. You got to wait. You got to go to a shack, get approved to go in. But then if you're not on the list, they got to ask him. They approved me to go in, but they couldn't ask him because he was infirmarized. He started getting whatever. He was sick, whatever. Harvey and Corky Productions was out of Buffalo a million years ago. Harvey and Corky and WKBW, and they started doing concerts and stuff in the early days. Just a boiler room operation, and he rose up higher and higher and higher and higher into the Hollywood production and all that. He was a producer of most all the Hollywood's biggest hits. Thought we were talking gangsters here. So just an open show, Anthony Muggs. It's an open show. I like to deal with the people. They got questions. It provides more dialogue. You know, or you know, like if you had a movie and you had like uh Dazed and Confused. Now you're running around mobsters. You're running around mobsters, and you will end up getting dazed and confused. If you're starting to date a woman, not all women, but some of the women, they will, he says, I wanted a woman but never bargained for you, but check out this. Now, what if this was on a track? What if this was on a movie track? What if this was on a soundtrack to a movie? Wow.
Been dazed and confused for so long, it's not true.
I gotta pause it because of copyright and all that, But Led Zeppelin, arguably the top best vocalist ever. Jimmy Page, arguably the best guitarist ever. John Paul Jones, arguably the best bass player and keyboard player. John Bonham, arguably the best drummer. Did God just send Led Zeppelin to planet Earth to provide us with some entertainment? But this is just a dark and an eerie song. He wanted a woman, but he never bargained for what am I, a music critique now? What is this, Siskel and Ebert of music? But he says the soul of a woman was created below. Not yours, Francis. Not yours, Francis. Francis is a saint. But how eerie this is. Zeppelin just takes you on these journeys, and then it's slow, and they're reeling you in, because when you hear Zeppelin, it's calm, and then boom, it's calm, and then it just kicks in, and then your blood pressure and heart rate goes up, and then it comes. Wow.
Wanted a woman, never bargained for you. Lots of people talking, few of them know. Soul of a woman was created below.
Wow. Could there be anything darker than that? Wow. Man. Holy cow. Man alive. How about, now that we're on the subject, sorry, folks, I'm tripping out. If you got a question about the gangsters or something, I don't know. But I don't know. My mind is shot.
Here we go again.
It's true art, Francis. It's true art. Yep. Ready? Now, of course, they played some risky songs because, of course, Robert Plant, he loves him some women. He loved himself some women, and he's pretty graphic about what he wants. You know, uh, this is for mature audiences only. Okay, I don't know that. Got 17 copyrights. Uh, They used to say if you play a few years ago, they'd say if you play the albums backwards, you could uh you could hear satanic messages. Well, they produced the songs at those Satanist mansion. They said that mansion was haunted. They recorded and produced a lot of the songs at Blavatsky. Who are those Satanists? Blavatsky. Somebody in the comments, you know who they were, but I think Jimmy Page was going to sleep at night and he was getting these riffs. Well, because Satan, the devil, Lucifer was supposed to be a great musician. A great musician. Lucifer supposed to be a great musician. So were they getting the lyrics and how to master the writing the music? And
I'm gonna send you back to school and way down inside. Honey, you need it. I'm gonna give you my love.
gonna give him your
I'm
love.
gonna give you my love. Oh, want a whole lot of love.
He's just telling her, you want a whole lot of love? But then he says some other stuff. It might be too risky to put on here because I got enough, Troy. I gotta be, I gotta, you know, I gotta, yeah. Jimmy Page is 80 years old. Yeah. Aleister Crowley. All right, Quantum. Aleister Crowley. Wow. Wow. Quantum physics coming with the info. Yeah. Holy cow. So, yeah. What else do we got? Any suggestions? Thank you, Francis, for helping me out. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, you know what I want to play? You know what you guys might not have ever heard of this. I'll tell you, you might not have ever heard of this, but um, I gotta stop it as we go, though. This is in another language. This is such high energy. They're speaking in German, but um, just watch. I don't want to scare anybody off here, but I I like stuff that's melodic, you know. This is just such high energy. You might have to take your blood pressure pill after you hear this stuff. But if I'm not mistaken, is this keyboard player on a treadmill? My, that's the concert I want to be at. You see that crowd? You see that crowd? There's flames. There's wow. This got 1 billion views. 1 billion views. I get 86 views. I'm doing something wrong here. I should have took up an instrument. What? Damn. I don't want to get copywritten. Mr. Rob Bergio, thank you, sir. How you feeling tonight? God bless you and your family. You get it all here. This is a one-stop service station. You get to get whacked or not get whacked, degenerate gamblers, what's going on, little politics. If you want to know the weather, all right. It's 15 degrees, winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, barometric pressure 39.29 and rising. Chance of precipitation 20%. You get it all here, folks. Thank you, Robert B. God bless you and your beautiful family. Bergio. What the hell? Speaking German? Speaking German? Is there a question or anything you wanted to ask Mr. B? RB? Rhythm and Blues? Dankeschön. You get it all here. I like music. I like music. What are you gonna do? What can you do? There, you want to trip out on some Prodigy? I don't own the rights to any of this. I'm gonna get in big trouble over this. I'm gonna get in big trouble. This dude is standing in a tunnel. He looks like he's got like a clown outfit on, and it's Prodigy Firestarter. Whoa. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. I'm gonna have, hey, do you hear that? But it's rhythmic. It's rhythmic. Like Kurt Cobain said, and the Beatles said, and anything that's palatable to the ear, anything that is palatable to the ear, it's got a good beat to it. This guy's in a hallway. He's scary. He's not going to be playing any children's birthday parties. Here it comes. What's he doing? Warming up? Whoa. Whoa.
I'm a fear addicted, and I get illustrated. I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter. I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter. I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter.
What the heck?
I'm the bitch you hated.
1 billion views. Hey, hey, hey. Wow. And alive. Holy cow. Wow. You guys want to have nightmares? There. You think that was something? You think that was something? You think that was something? There. Good. I didn't want to go there, but I know I'm losing views. I know I'm losing views, but you want to see it's rhythmic. It's rhythmic, ladies and gentlemen. I like all genres of music. If it's rhythmic and melodic and you know, okay, now there's a lot of symbolism in this video. I need Sigmund Freud or somebody to interpret it or something. I don't know. That's got a nice beat to it. Oh yeah, it's demonic for sure. Well, I believe in Jesus, folks. Let's do a disclaimer here. Forgive me, God. Forgive me, Father. Forgive me, Jesus. Forgive me, everybody. But there was a big rat, Joel, going behind the scene. Jeez, but it's rhythmic. That's a good one, Francis. And send it to Sammy. You see Sammy crawl behind the video? There's a big rat behind the guy in the video. Send it to Sammy. I caught you, Francis. I caught you. Don't worry about me. I'm on high alert. Mission Impossible. Wow. Bring the pressure. Come play my game. I'll test ya. Psychosomatic, addict, insane. Woo! I'm going to have nightmares from the other song. Forgive me, Jesus. Wow, forgive me. Forgive me. Can't saw that rat hit under the couch. Oh, wow. Holy cow. Holy cow. I don't know. We got to do we got to play something. I know they might kick me right off. They might kick me right off. But on a brighter note, Is this guy singing like he's crying? You know, some of these singers, they cry sing. It's got a nice little beat, but they're like cry singers. He's crying, ain't he? He's crying. This lady must have did him wrong. He's crying. He's crying. I'm going to have nightmares of freaking demonic clowns, and they're going to be crying this song. It's going to be a breed of the prodigy people and this guy's voice. What have I done? What have I done, ladies and gentlemen? I must have lost my mind. Wow. Holy cow. What the heck? Jeez. Wow. Man. I don't know. I don't know.
Living with opioid addiction can be a struggle.
Yeah, it sure can.
Of opioid use, withdrawal, and cravings.
It always starts out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? Yeah, you're a little young, Junior. You'll know. You'll know. It all starts out with a kiss. And then 3 babies later, there's a divorce lawyer at your door. Okay? That little vixen. Yeah. So, oh, wow. Here's a classic. Who can name this tune? Now, years ago, they used to have a TV show called Name That Tune. I met these guys. I worked at a event place, an amusement event place a million years ago, and I met them. And the replacement guitarist was actually from Brooklyn. Believe that. It's a small world.
child of hereafter. Into the flood again. Sing on through the water. So I made a mistake.
Alice in Chains. Alice in Chains. Grunge. Grunge was a nice run. Grunge was a nice run. So, so there you have it, folks. I appreciate. Thank you for helping me, Francis. Thank you for helping me out. Quantum Effects, Joel Gold. Yeah, that we talked about the first that started the gamblers and how it caused trouble. We did some mob stuff. Thank you, Ivan Lore. Appreciate you folks hanging out with an old man. Thank you, Robert Bergio, the great Robert Bergio. When I grow up, I want to be like him. Class act. Anthony Muggs, thank you for coming in, helping me out. Thank you. Don't take any wooden nickels. Jason, Brittany, Anthony Vigil, Sal, thank you so much. Keep an old man company. And Frank, thank you for David BMX, Joel Gold, Juju. And that's that. Okay. I'm glad I didn't know Sammy the Bull. How many people wish they never met him? All right, folks, be the kings and queens of your world. Don't give up. Keep throwing punches. It's not partly cloudy, it's partly sunny. If you need help, reach out and talk to somebody. Maybe the best thing you could give somebody is an open ear and try to give them some encouragement. All right, folks, God bless y'all. See you next time. Look for the notification bell. There's a Cash App, Super Chat, notification. Do a cartwheel, do a backflip, help a guy out. God bless y'all.